Hey everyone, Garbage here. Welcome back to another live stream. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Hello everyone. Oh, hold on, I think my YouTube chat broken again. Hope not. Yeah, I was like kind of running busy, so I had to quickly set everything up. It's gonna be kind of a short stream today. Probably maybe like an hour at most, probably. Because I got some stuff to do. But I did want to at least do a little bit of stream beforehand. So yeah, welcome everybody. Hope you're doing good. Are you able to hear me all right? How's the audio levels? I hope they're all right. I didn't know Garbage had a gaming channel. Well, I do. I certainly do. Though recently we've been doing more game dev than anything. Yeah, not a whole lot of gaming recently. I mean, none of you are here for my gaming anyways, you know. I'm not exactly the best gamer on the planet. But I did want to show you some of the stuff that I worked on today. So let's get to it, I guess. Alright, hey. Game dev. That's what we do because we develop games. Alright, so I wanted to show you what I've been up to. Right? I think that we did some cool stuff. I did a little bit of work off stream. And probably do a little more work today. But first I had to show you. Also, before we continue, I have to... Hold on. It's going to disappear for a second. I need to test something out. Make sure that my stream doesn't die. So if you were here on the last stream, then you know that when I was showing off the sniper rifle that I've been working on, every time I would shoot it, it would kill the stream. Like it would make the stream lag, because I guess it was just really inefficient or something. So we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen this time. So all right. Yeah, literally stream sniping my own stream with a sniper rifle. So, all right, so let's test it out. I'm watching it on my YouTube to make sure it's all good. You were able to see that, right? Yeah, it looks good on my end. It's 3 a.m., but I'm here. Well, I'm happy about that. Thank you for stopping by, even though it's late for you. So that didn't kill the stream, right? Like you were able to see me shoot and everything. Stream's okay. All right, good. Okay, so yeah, I guess it looks like I did manage to fix it and get it more efficient, so it's not messing up. But I also wanted to show you what else I got. So I had a rocket launcher. Let me restart to demonstrate what. But yeah, I have no idea why that happened. Like what could possibly have happened to get it to do that? No idea. Honestly, no idea. But yeah, that's the rocket launcher. Looks good. Thank you. So I didn't want to animate an entire reloading animation. So when you shoot, you just throw away the rocket launcher and then you pick up a new one. That's the lazy game devs secret sauce right there. And also, so now I want to improve the visuals of the rocket, as well as you probably need to get started on like some of that like some of the UI stuff, probably need to start getting to work on that, as well as just like the general like gameplay mechanic, because like in Vampire Survivor games, you know, after you reach like a certain threshold of something, right, you get to upgrade, or you get to pick some kind of random upgrade or something like that. So we do want to have something like that in this game. We just don't want to get too overly complicated with it. Yeah, it's like the Reaper reload. You know, it's like I cannot be bothered to animate an entire, you know, like fucking rocket launcher reload where you have to put the rocket in the tube and everything. So yeah, we're just taking the lazy way out. Continue with Godot 4. I am. Godot is basically the only game engine I am ever interested in using, other than maybe like a game engine that I make myself. But for the most part, I'm Godot all the way. Hardcore Godot. No Unity, no Unreal, no Game Maker. Though Game Maker is not bad either, but no Game Maker. Complete and 100% Godot. This game engine has given me everything in my life, and I will give everything to it. Yeah, so that's what we have. We have the rocket launcher. That's like the newest thing that we added. Look how highly detailed and amazing it looks. It's I know it's a work of art. It's a work of art. I've truly got the low poly aesthetic down to a science. It looks like the one from TF2. I mean, it kind of does, huh? Right? And you might be wondering, like, why is it yellow? And the answer is I don't know. I don't know. It's like basically I'm trying to make it look different from every other weapon. Right? So the sniper rifle is probably going to be green. And so I didn't want the rocket launcher to be green too, because I want it to be visually distinct. And so I chose yellow. Looks like a baseball bat from first person view. It kind of does, huh? Like a big one. You can, like, it could be like a melee attack where you just swing the rocket launcher to kill the enemies. That'd be funny. Yeah, and also I need to do like the visual effects for the explosion and everything. That's all stuff that I'm gonna have to work on eventually. Probably won't have time to do it today in this stream. Like I said, it's gonna be a short stream. We'll try to get as much done as we can. Alright, so today I think we're probably gonna have to do the very fun and very exciting work of adding the HUD. You got me to try out Godot. I'm a comp sci teacher, and now I'm working on a Godot curriculum for a potential new course. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we need more people making stuff with Godot. So that's really awesome, and I'm glad I was able to contribute to inspiring you to try it out. Yeah, it really is. It really is my favorite game engine, and everything about it, working on it, right, doing all the programming, making all the assets and everything. It just works for me. It just works for me, right? Once you get over that initial learning curve, which is not very steep at all, it just works. But yeah, today we're probably gonna have to do like, yeah, HUD stuff basically. And thankfully Godot has a pretty decent like array of tools for HUDs and 2D stuff. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Like for example, we need to add an ammo counter, right? And we have a couple of different ammo types, right? So I think we'll use like a, like an H-box container. Right, so that's the cool thing. The cool thing about a H-box container. Right, so write some text, right? And then if we like duplicate this text, it'll automatically create them in like a row, right? And which allows you to do things like, I don't know, like adjust the spacing between them. Or not, or not. I guess it's not letting me do that right now. But like you can create another label, you could give it a different text, and then if you hide one, it'll automatically readjust and stuff. That's all really, really useful stuff. Hey Mo, how's it going? It's all very, very useful things. We'll call this the ammo. And then we'll anchor it to the bottom right. I think that's where we're going to put it. But yeah, stuff like that. It's just little tools that help you out. How are you doing, Garbage? I'm doing pretty good. I guess the worst thing that has happened to me recently is that and this is going to sound bad, but don't worry, my eyeball is bleeding. I am bleeding out my eyeball, but it's not that bad. It's not bad. It's like, I think I like rubbed my eye a little too hard, and it caused some damage to the eyeball, and so there's like a little red spot on my eye right now, and it'll heal. It'll probably take a couple of days before it heals. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but it's not serious either, you know? I was being a little too aggressive with my eyeball. Yeah, that's why they always tell you not to rub your eyes. It's not because like you're gonna get germs in your eyes or anything. It's because you might pop a blood vessel in your eye, and your eye will look all creepy for a couple of days. But yeah, it's already starting to heal, so we're good, you know? We're good. Yeah, other than that, like today's been pretty uneventful. Yeah, haven't even gotten any real work done other than like I edited some shorts for this channel. I've been doing some brainstorming for videos on the main channel. Otherwise, not a whole lot of stuff going on. Kind of feels like that's how my days are these days. It's just a whole lot of nothing sometimes. So I'm calling this the pistol ammo label. Yeah, shotgun ammo label. Assault rifle. Oh, we'll just call it rifle ammo. Label. This one's gonna be a rocket ammo label. Okay. But yeah, I hope everyone else has been having a good time not bleeding out of their eyeballs. That would probably be ideal. What else are we gonna do? Yeah, I probably want to have like a little icon for the ammo. We could make that in Krita or something. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. You're good. That's good. That's good. And do you work in game dev outside of your personal projects and the YouTube channel? No, not really. Well, I do work on the game off stream and out of YouTube videos, but I don't work in the industry, and I don't have any game dev experience when I started. Everything I learned kind of on my own. Yep. So I'm literally like a nobody who just had an interest in game dev, and now it's about time we actually make a game. You know, it's been how many years since I started my channel? I think it's like 4 years now. I think it's about time. It's about time I actually make a game. And that's so cool. Proper self-taught. Yeah, it's I mean, honestly, if if you really want to learn how to like game dev and stuff, you know, you can do it. It's like there's like I'm like, so before I started any of this, I was convinced that I was incapable of understanding programming. Right? I thought that programming and code was just something that I was never going to understand. And now here I am. Here I am. And actually programming now is like one of my favorite activities, I would say, right? It's like definitely in the top 10 of things that I like to do. And I never would have thought that this would be how it is. Like if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd be like, you're fucking stupid. What, you know, that, but yeah, you know, life is interesting. Is this a multiplayer game or a single player shooter like Half-Life? Or is this just to practice? It's a single player shooter. The way I like to describe it, it is a first-person vampire survivors type of game, right? So you have all these bad guys chasing after you, and your goal is to kill them and survive for as long as possible. And I think it's gonna be like you have to like defeat a boss at the end in order to win. Or it could be based on time, like you have to survive for 30 minutes or something. But yeah, and we're trying to keep it very small, the scope small and compact, so that we don't get lost adding a million features or anything. So yeah, no multiplayer. Once the game is out, if modders want to add multiplayer, they're more than free to do so, but I won't be doing it. It's always like that. Hey, I feel the same about a lot of things I do for work now. Never would have guessed I'd have had my knowledge I have now when I was younger. Yeah, like the things you end up learning in life, like there's just no way to predict it. Like I'm just trying to imagine like what kind of stuff I'll be doing in 10 years time. I have no way to know. Why do I have 3 browsers? I have only one, and that's Edge. Well, so I have Edge because I can't delete it, right? This is Windows 10. I'm not allowed to delete Edge. Fuck you, Microsoft. I have Chrome, but I also don't use it. And in fact, I'm probably going to uninstall it. Pretty much everything I do is Firefox. I had Chrome, I think, because I was using it for YouTube a while ago. But I don't really like using Chrome otherwise. I like Firefox. I can unpin it. That is true. Please, more tutorials on Godot 4. I have been thinking about it, like creating a separate channel for tutorials, since the main channel it's not really a tutorial channel anymore. It's more of a how do I say it? It's an education channel, I guess. Or yeah, so in Godot 4, in case you didn't know, they changed the icon.png. They doubled the size. So it used to be 64 by 64, and now it is 128 by 128, and it's just so huge now. Working on programming can be draining though, completely different from coding it for yourself, by the way. I mean, yeah, it is. Like any kind of job that you're doing for an employer can be very draining compared to doing it for yourself, for sure, for sure. I know that firsthand, especially even like as a YouTuber, right? Like this sort of stuff that I'm doing, like this is the kind of stuff that I'd be doing for fun. But as a YouTuber, you know, sometimes it does become kind of a grind, you know, kind of a job. You know, pistol icon, pistol ammo icon. And not every day is super amazing. Most days are pretty decent though. 64 by 64. I want to chat with you on Discord. Don't you have a server? I used to have a server. A very long time ago, I had a server. It was decently big too. But over time, we had a lot of people coming in there in bad faith to stir up shit and bring down the vibe. And it was starting to really stress me out, and so I shut down the server. And there are no plans to create another server because now I just don't have time to work on a server anymore. What is my first programming language? It is C++. That was the first language I learned, if you don't count HTML as a programming language. Otherwise, that would be my first. But yeah, C++. And then I started getting into, like, I was thinking about learning Python, but then I just started, yeah, C++. And then I went straight into Godot and then learning GDScript. And that's pretty much it. And nowadays I am learning C, right? Like I know the basics of C, but I'm like trying to like really learn it now, right? I really like learn to make like actual software with it. And that's definitely a journey. Have I tried Unreal Engine? Yes, I have. I've tried pretty much all the engines, right? I've tried Unity, I've tried Unreal, I've tried Game Maker. I even tried like a bunch of like small, like relatively unknown engines. Like there was like a fucking Wicked engine. I don't know if they're still developing that. I tried Panda 3D, and that was actually really interesting, but it was a little too advanced for me because I didn't really know how to work with like more framework type engines, and so then I eventually settled on Godot, as it kind of has, you know, it has the GUI, you know, and that made it a little bit easier for me to understand. But I did like Panda. I did like Panda. I wish more people made games in Panda 3D. Really cool engine, honestly. So what's my favorite programming language? I mean, if I had to put it on like a tier list, I would say, you know, Godot GDScript is like my favorite to use just because I'm the most familiar with it. And I do like a lot of the features that it has. But conceptually, my favorite language is probably C, because I like the whole idea of being like low level and like making everything from scratch, you know, and not object oriented. Like the concept of it I like, but I'm still like getting the hang of writing C, and that's a little more difficult. Projectile or hit scan, which one is perfect? So projectile, I think it lends itself more well, I guess I'll give the cop out answer, right? It depends on the game. Like a game like Counter-Strike, hit scan for sure, right? You don't want no projectiles for Counter-Strike. But then a game like Tarkov, you definitely want projectile, right? Or in some games like Overwatch, you have both, right? You have projectile and hit scan. Yeah, it just depends on the game, really. Did you ever play the Spy vs. Spy game back on PS2 and Xbox? I feel like you'd really enjoy it for the weapons and goofiness. I've never played it. You know what games I played for PS2? Because I didn't actually have a whole lot of games back then. But the game that I did have, I had Metal Gear Solid 2, and that's pretty much all I played. Metal Gear Solid 2, I played Metal Gear Solid 3. We had like Gran Turismo 4. What else do we have? I think we might have had like Ratchet and Clank or something. What about games where bullets behave as both? Oh, so then you would be talking about like Insurgency Sandstorm, where the bullets are kind of a hit scan projectile hybrid. And that's a perfectly viable option too. I actually had one of the devs from Insurgency Sandstorm comment on my videos about that. Pretty interesting how they do it, because they actually pre-calculate the entire bullet path before you shoot it, right? And so, the reason why they did that, was to cut down on like server processing, because hit scan is, you don't need to do any like physics simulations or anything. It's just see if anything's intersecting with a line type of deal. And so they did that for like close range. For close range, the bullet is hit scan, and then for long range, it's projectile. It's actually a really neat system. Is it hard to be a trans person? I'm sorry if this question is offensive. No, it's not. It's not offensive. So far, I haven't had any real difficulties as a trans person myself. But it can definitely be difficult. Luckily for me, all of my difficulties have been mostly related to self-confidence and just being afraid to be myself, like in front of others. But for other people, they do face like real difficulties. I'm just lucky that I haven't really faced much yet. And I hope I don't ever have to face a whole lot of difficulty. It'd be kind of nice if I could just kind of smoothly transition into being a female, and then that's it. Like nobody notices. Favorite operating system? Sorry if I'm asking too many questions. No. Please ask me questions. Whatever you can think of. I like to answer questions. So my favorite operating system would be none of the operating systems I'm using now. Windows, I do not like. macOS, I do not like. On my personal PC, I have Linux Mint, and that is probably more. I enjoy that more than Windows and everything else. I'm not 100% satisfied with Linux Mint, and so I'll probably hop around some distros and see what I like. I don't know if I want to take the plunge into Arch, but I definitely enjoy Linux better than everything else. Pre-calculate is the name of the game when you're trying to cut down any bottlenecks. Yeah, Yeah, pre-baking, pre-calculating, pre-rendering, everything. Just do everything before the game starts. Just don't do it in real time. How do jump scares work in horror games? I mean, it's a lot of like, good animation, sound design, level design, right? It's just something you kind of have to practice it and learn. Like I've never made a horror game, so that's something that I would have to work on in order to make it really visceral. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, like everything, if you want to do something, you got to practice it. And they say that women are underrepresented in tech, but they fail to factor in the high number of trans people. Yeah, it does feel like trans people are overrepresented in tech, right? I mean, I'm trans. I'm in tech. I think that it's kind of a meme that trans people are in tech. But I think like if you were to take like a macro look at it, then yeah, trans people are probably overrepresented in tech for whatever reason. What kind of game will this be? Just enter the stream. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so it's a first-person shooter, and so basically think Vampire Survivors type of game, but first-person, right? So you have all these bad guys chasing you, and they spawn in, and they try to kill you and all. And your goal is to survive and not die. That's pretty much it. We wanted to keep the game concept nice and simple. Yeah, it was interesting because in the last stream, I was showcasing the sniper rifle and how it can penetrate multiple enemies. And for some reason, every time I would fire, it would lag the stream. Like the whole stream would just lag out. And then we figured out that it was my implementation of the penetration that was like really like CPU intensive or something, and it was causing OBS to glitch out, and it was really interesting. So that kind of thing, right? Because when I'm working on that stuff off stream, it works fine. It works fine. I don't notice any performance decreases. And so that sort of thing is something that I never would have known about if I wasn't streaming it. So I'm kind of glad I'm streaming this. Can you show us your own game engine project? I don't have the files on this computer, so I can't do that now. If you're talking about the rendering engine that I worked on a while back, that's on my other PC. Modern tech is based on transistors. It was inevitable. Yes, all of my trans sisters are in tech, building our world, our modern world. Bad guys look too cute though. Yeah, unfortunately, this is only temporary. It's just a placeholder until I get proper models in. But yeah, I do think that they're super adorable. And this is very basic pathfinding, right? They're basically just following a straight line towards you. Oh, and also you can push them out of the way. Like they'll surround you like this, but you can push them out of the way. It's super cute. I love that. I love it when they're all like surrounding you like this. They're like, hey, what you up to? Watch. I'm just about to release a game like this. Are you planning to use nav system? currently I'm capped at like 500 mods with it, looking for alternative ways. Probably won't be using navigation too much. Just because I don't really need it. Maybe like for certain complex enemies I might have to use navigation, or maybe just to save time I'll just not do too many complex behaviors. We'll have to see, but right now no real use for navigation right now. Did you ever finish a small game, or is this your first game project? So it's not my first project, because I mean I had a bunch of little things that I worked on that I never really got anywhere. But my first big project that I really wanted to do was my multiplayer shooter, Booty Blasted, which unfortunately I kind of overpromised on that one, and I took on too big of a project, and so I canceled it. But this one is a very small in scope, and we're keeping everything. We're hyper focused on just getting the game finished and keeping it small. So we're releasing this one. It's going to happen. A dozen streams later, I've made a Slime Rancher themed more. Yeah, no, we don't want to like feature creep ourselves into making a whole new game here. I have a very clear idea of what the game's going to be, and I know pretty much everything that needs to be in it, and then we're not adding a single thing else, right? Just exactly the things that I have in mind, and that's it. I thought the Lucio version of your Overwatch project had a lot of potential. Is it possible you could revisit that again? It is possible, though unlikely, I think, because I don't even know if I have the old files. I probably have it somewhere, but I've definitely moved on from that project, and it's been a while. So it would be unlikely. I would probably be better off if I just completely remade it, rather than try to pick it back up from where I started. But like I said, it's unlikely. Scope creep is no joke. Keeps me up at night. Yeah, it keeps me up at night too. It haunts me. It torments me. Yeah, so like I said, it's probably gonna be a pretty short stream. So we'll probably have like about 15 more minutes. And watch. In the entire 1 hour stream, we've managed to accomplish. We rewrote 9,999 4 times, and we added three icons. And that's kind of what you can expect to see in our game dev streams, because I can go on tangents a lot. And I prefer to just sit here and talk to you guys rather than like actually get work done. So most of the work that I do happens off stream, and I hope you're okay with that. I try my best to do some stuff, but a lot of times we just end up talking, which honestly I like it when that happens. Some people that do development streams, they're able to just lock in and get work done. But I also don't think that those kinds of streams are very entertaining, because they're usually not talking, they're hyper focused, and it's just not really that interesting to watch. And so I'd rather just sit here and talk. I feel like that's more entertaining. What are the hooks of the game? I guess you're assuming like what's kind of like the selling point of the game. I think it's just going to. I just want it to be like a simple, fun. I want it to be kind of like the gunplay to be kind of similar to Doom, like 2016. You can do quick, switching and stuff like that. There's decent amount of movement, and I do want the game to be decently challenging. But yeah, the whole appeal of the game is that it's just a Vampire Survivors first-person shooter. Just a small, fun little game. You can get maybe a couple of hours of enjoyment out of it, and that's it. That's all it's ever that's all it is ever intended to be. It's just a quick and fun little game. Please, more education on Godot 4. Like I said, I am kind of like brainstorming on how I could start doing more educational Godot content. Probably on another channel if that happens, though. As I already said, it is a game community development, not game development stream. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. We're developing a community. Oh, what is happening here? Okay, so my hand is stuck in the reload position. And I thought I had it set so that it wouldn't do that. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. And usually it happens when I like switch weapons real quick, but not always. So that's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that later on. Did you base the concept of the game on something marketable? Well, yeah, like I said, Vampire Survivors, highly marketable concept. I'm thinking that it's gonna be kind of like a demon slayer theme, where you're killing demons, and that's also marketable. So, yeah, I mean, that's as far as I can. Yeah, that's we're basing it off something marketable. Whether my game is actually marketable once it's done, who knows? But we're just here to have fun making the game. I like the shotgun and sniper animation. Thank you. I really pushed my animation skills to the limit to do them. So yeah, like I even included, like you can see camera shake and stuff. I included all of that. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself for it. Though there are more things that I could do, right? Yeah, like this here, the rocket launcher where you're throwing the rocket away after you shoot it. That was like the hardest thing that I've ever done. Like seriously, the most complex animation I ever did. And it's just me throwing a rocket launcher away. How do you make the camera shake? Here, let me show you. So here is my player character. Right, and so here, this purple thing is my camera, right? Camera is parented to a node in the exact same spot called camera anim. And this handles all the various camera animations like camera shake and stuff. And basically all I'm doing whenever I shoot the weapon or something is I am giving the camera anim just a random rotation, right? X rotation, Y rotation. I think there's some Z rotation too, but just basic like random random number generator to rotate the camera slightly and then bring it back to 0. And you do that for every shot. Very, very simple. And don't make it as challenging as adding 2 Hell Knights from Doom Eternal in one encounter. Oh man. Oh man, I remember I remember my first Hell Knight. That was that took me a few tries. That took me a few tries for sure. But we did eventually beat the game. It took about 4 hours. I like your shotgun and sniper animations. Thanks, my CPU baked them. Oh, for real. We had some CPU issues. Spring-based system? No. So the camera, let's see, it should be here. So in Godot, there's this very useful little thing called a tweener. It's like an object, and this can be used to interpolate certain properties. Like for example, there's this thing called rotation degrees that controls the rotation of the camera anim node. And so basically, I just make a tween it, and I set how much time it takes, and then we can also set like how much it wants to rotate. And then so it'll do it. And this handles all of the camera shake automatically. Yeah, so I don't have to like hand animate it using like an animation player or anything like that. I can just do it all in code. And I can also, and because it's in code, I can also attach other functionality to it, right? Like when the tween ends, I can signal that it has ended and then trigger like some kind of function or something afterwards. It's pretty useful stuff, I gotta say. It's pretty useful stuff. Darn it, I keep making up puns about PTSD and PTRD in my head. How could you? How could you? Thank you, trauma-inducing dig tire 60 cal. I'm like trying to decipher like what you just wrote there. There's a GD talk about camera shake. You need to avoid a certain axis, but don't remember which. I hope you're using Perlin noise for the shake, right? I'm not using Perlin noise, no. I'm literally just using a random number generator to give me a random rotation amount. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you want to avoid rotating the camera along the Z-axis. Right, you want to avoid rolling the camera side to side too much because that makes people dizzy. Right, you can roll it up and down, side to side, but not like, you know, don't roll it because that makes people dizzy. I know it makes me dizzy for sure. Are you using Jolt physics? Not really, because I'm not using anything that uses Jolt physics, right? I don't have any rigid bodies or anything. All the physics is just kind of hard coded in, right? And here's the physics right here. So not really, unless like Jolt physics work. Well, either way, I'm using the Godot physics, the default. I'm not using Jolt physics. Yeah, PTRD is Dektyre's anti-tank rifle designed in 14.5mm. Oh, you know what? I think you mentioned this before, right? 14.5mm. That's like a huge, a massive gun. Yeah, the anti-tank rifles in general, anti-material rifles, they're just the most badass things ever. Almost as badass as punt guns. Yeah, but like, can you imagine? Because like a lot of first-person shooters, they have you like carrying around a Barrett 50 cal or some other massive rifle. Like, can you imagine actually carrying one of those around in real life? Probably weighs like 40 pounds. It's like massive. It's like as long as you are. The bolt action single shot one, not the semi-auto 5-rounder. This is Simonov's design. Literally SKS before miniaturization. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know about that one. Yeah, it literally just looks like a chunky SKS, right? That's awesome. Okay, so we have like the general like ammo HUD situation figured out. Of course, we'll have to set the numbers manually. In fact, we'll do that. So here, under weapon function, we can create like a variable for pistol ammo. And 0 by default. Shotgun ammo, you know. And then whenever, you know, you fire a weapon, you'll check to see if you have enough ammo and all that good stuff. Pretty simple stuff. Now there is one potential other weapon that I'm thinking about adding, which is like a laser type weapon. So I think like if you play Overwatch, Zarya's fusion cannon, it's like a short, medium to short range laser weapon. Yeah, it's like pinpoint accurate. And it's like a tracking weapon. You have to make sure, you know, you're keeping the crosshair on the enemy for a sustained amount of time to kill them. I'm thinking about adding something like that to the game, but I'm not sure if it really has a place, right? Because like we have 5 different weapons right now. They all kind of have their unique use cases. And so I'm not sure whether adding something like that would really be useful. You thought about knife for shanking. So I was debating whether or not I would add a melee just for emergencies if you run out of ammo, but I don't think it's really going to be an issue because the pistol has unlimited ammo. That's something I wanted to do. And so actually I don't even need to have a HUD element for the pistol ammo because it's unlimited. I haven't ruled out the possibility of adding melee yet, but you know, it is another thing that I would have to implement if I do decide to add it. But yeah, I guess, yeah, so today we just kind of did an overview of what I did off stream, and we added some HUD stuff. Woohoo! Put a cute little infinity sign for its ammo. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I'll just change this to an infinity sign. And then for the icon, I'm debating whether I should have it be like a graphic of like bullets, or if there's some other, or like maybe like just the pistol itself. I'm not sure how I want to represent it, but I do want to have some kind of icon to go along with the number. Maybe make it as the pistol secondary, like a rifle scope. You know, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. Like it's like a quick melee instead of the pistol. Something to consider. Something to consider. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to end the stream now, though. Like I said, it's gonna be a short one. There's some stuff that I gotta do. But I did want to do a quick little stream just to get back into the swing, because we haven't streamed in a couple of days. But yeah, we'll be streaming a lot more this week, so no worries about that. But yeah, today I think that's gonna be it for today. So thank you everybody for stopping by the stream. I always appreciate your company. I hope you found it entertaining, even though it was a little bit short. Yeah, so make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay hydrated, you know, Don't stress yourself out. Look after yourself. Touch grass. You know the deal. You know the deal. All right, everybody. Thank you. It's been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye-bye. 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 And now it's get time.